I believe every man goes through life and he's seeking something. He's seeking something, but he doesn't know what it is he's seeking. And any man who is truly seeking, is going to get to a point where religion doesn't cut it, science doesn't cut it. He gets to a point where he wants to know God for himself. He doesn't want to believe in anything, no dogma, nothing from the outside. Wants it to be completely internally realized, internally known. If you're a man of this nature, then this video is for you, because I'm about to break it down in a framework that for me has helped me understand what it is that I'm truly seeking. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so we must understand there are two simultaneous realms of reality. Okay, there is the solar realm and the lunar realm, or the waters. So imagine this is an ocean, these are the waters, okay? The waters are associated with the mother, the feminine. This is the Shakti, okay? And the waters is everything material. Everything material, everything that exists within time. Even your emotions, your thoughts. That's all in the realm of Shakti, in the realm of the waters. You can think of this as underwater. There's also the solar realm, okay? So there's the masculine principle and the feminine principle. In the solar realm, this is transcendence. This is, you can think of the sun, it's outside of time. It is the eternal present. It is the part of you that exists before time. It's pure awareness. It's beyond anything that exists in time. Okay? So what we must understand is that we in the world today as men, we are spawned in, we are born in the waters. Okay? We are born in the mother. For women, this is okay because this is their true nature. So their spiritual journey is going to look very different from a man's journey. I can't speak for a woman's journey. I'm not a woman. I can only speak for myself as a man. Okay? Now there is a part of us that is fragmented. You see, because we are born underwater, there is the aspect of us, the solar aspect of us, our true nature, our Shiva, our transcendent nature, that lives above the surface of the water, symbolized by this gold symbol here. So you're born down here, but there's a part of you that is outside of time, that you're trying to seek. Okay? So the question becomes, how can we make this journey? And this is where heroic spirituality comes in, right? This is where you see in every story, every mythology, the man has to go on an active hero's journey to attain that thing, that missing part of himself, as I'll call it, to sit on the throne, to become king, to become whole again. And then once he is whole, then he can, return back into the waters, but as a king. This is what we're all deep down, every man is seeking. And this is symbolized by a state of transcendence. Now you may be wondering, okay, man, that sounds really cool, but like, what the hell, man? Like, what? This is just some picture you drew on a whiteboard, man. Help me explain how this is done. Okay, well, I'm gonna get into it, okay? So the first thing we have to understand is that we are brainwashed from the moment we're born. We are so deep in the waters. We are so deep in the waters. We are in a woman's world, man. Not woman as in like human woman. I mean like the archetypal woman. We are in the womb of the mother, okay? And what that means is that we are completely drawn by things material, and we are completely overthrown by time. Right? So, for example, the other day I saw a baby, right? I saw a little baby boy. And his mother and some other women were around looking at him and smiling and giggling and looking at this little boy. But little did they know that, are they going to be raising a little boy, or they want to raise a king? Are they going to, they don't understand that for the man, for the boy, that one day he has to make this hero's journey. He's cute, and he's a little cute boy now, but do you want him to stay a little bitch boy, or do you want him to grow into a man, into a king? This is what I mean. The world is like coddled. It's this mother energy. And it doesn't recognize that we have to do this. Now, there are two traps that I believe men fall into as we go through this journey of life. Okay? Two traps that keep us chained into the water, keep us underneath the surface of the water. The first is rejecting transcendence, or God, altogether. Okay? So when a man rejects transcendence altogether, like a spiritual dimension altogether, what happens is the man is going to project his solar nature onto material things and will pursue those things. You see, like, imagine these men are like fish, you know, there's going to be a shadow of this, let's call it money. You're going to start chasing money, or status, right? There's money, there's status, there is women, you know, these things that are just shadows, but they're still under the water. They're still material in their essence. Okay? The other trap that people can fall into is projecting, or what men will fall into, is projecting God outside of them. Okay? So what this does is, like, this is what I believe religion does, is it makes you project God outside of yourself. So what this does is it makes you realizing the state completely unattainable, because you've projected outside. So what it does is it essentially, let's imagine this guy is over here, he goes here. He essentially is wearing a snorkel. He's wearing a snorkel. So when you project God outside of you, is you're wearing a snorkel to see God, to feel that essence. So you think you found the truth. You think you found that part of that, you reclaimed that part of yourself. But really, you're projecting it outside of yourself. And because a person in this framework of thought is living in the realm of time, right? The realm of time, like you're born, and then you go, and then you die. It's a horizontal journey. So this is sufficient, right? I just have to wear my snorkel until I die, and then, oh, I was a good guy, you know, I'm gonna go to heaven afterwards. This is the trap, okay? Because it makes you think you completed the journey when you haven't yet. Okay, so those are the two traps. So then you may ask, okay, if those are the traps, then how do you actually make this journey? So you see, the first thing you have to understand is you are always being pulled up. You are always being pulled up by this aspect of yourself. Okay? You're always being pulled up. There is always a force that is pulling you up. It wants to pull you up. This is your true self, capital S self, is constantly trying to pull you up. And if you are one who is genuinely seeking, bet your ass that you are being pulled up. Okay? God is pulling you up. I don't like to use that term so much because it has a lot of associations to it, but you can just say yourself is pulling you up. And how does it do that? Through your life circumstances. Okay? So to do this vertical journey, remember, the vertical is an inward journey. You are being pulled up through your life experiences, and it's essentially putting these life experiences in your way so that you can make this journey. And this journey, to keep it short, requires you to slay the dragon. Okay? I'm really bad at drawing here. Okay, but let's say there's a dragon. You have to slay this dragon. And what does it mean to slay the dragon? It means, first of all, to realize that you are trapped underwater, to then realize that this dragon is your own shadow, is your own unconscious beliefs, is everything that's keeping you chained to the waters, to materiality, to the conditioning that the world has put upon you, to unconscious beliefs that you acquired as a child to feel safe in the world. It requires a looking in the mirror. That's why you will see this in every archetypal, mythical story. The man has to go on this journey where he slays an enemy. It's like David and Goliath, or in the Ramayana, Rama has to go slay Ravana before he can sit on the throne for 10,000 years, right? You have to go on this journey. It is a heroic spirituality. Sitting there and being, oh, love and light, you know, you'll get access to the transcendent state, but you'll never actually make the journey so that that state is your permanent state. So what happens, right? I think for many of us who are truly on this seeking journey, early on, maybe in your 20s or whatever, you have your first transcendent experience, your first mystical experience, right? For me, you know, I had my first, you know, psychedelic experience, and it showed me this state. I got a glimpse of it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my true nature. That is what I'm looking for. But not so fast, right? You come back down, and then you might get caught in the waters again. But you see, because you got that glimpse, that was your pre-initiation. Because what's going to happen is, unconsciously, now you're always going to be seeking that place. And for you to get there, you have to slay this dragon, and then you have to completely die to yourself and become reborn again. And so as a result, life is going to throw circumstances, crises in your way so that you are forced to make this journey. And it is a journey that no one from outside of you will know, will witness. It's something that only you will experience yourself. Okay, so now when you're going through this journey, what happens? You're going up. You face your shadow after a crisis or whatever, right? And this is the dark night of the soul. You enter this dark night, okay? You enter this dark night. And what is this dark night? You can think of it symbolically as you are going through the birth canal from the mother. You are going through a second birth. But the only way to go through it is the old you must die. He must die so that he can be born in you up here. And in this dark night, it can last for months, it can last for years. But you can think of it as it's a rebirth of your entire psyche, of your entire consciousness, with like weeks of contractions in there. Now, as you go in, again, maybe we can keep it short here. You go through the dark night. Eventually, one of the main lessons of the dark night, there are two lessons. It's trust and surrender. And the third one is courage. The only way to successfully go through the dark night without falling out again into the water is to have a complete trust, a surrender, and a courage to know that what is unfolding within you is being guided by that part of you, your goal, yourself. That you must trust and you must be courageous and not fall down into distractions, because it's so easy to distract yourself with gym, or gym is good, it's good to stay healthy, but I mean like overly distract yourself with career, success, just the materiality, the womb things, man, the womb things, the things that the world puts on a pedestal. So you have to go through it and understand that you are going to be dying to yourself, but have a trust that you will be reborn in you. Now, once you make it up, this is the meaning of the virgin birth. In the story of the Christ, this is the story of the virgin birth. You are born from the waters without a mother, right? You are without a father. It's your own, you are birthing yourself. So you have your virgin birth. Okay, congratulations. But it requires a tremendous amount of humility, because you see, once the virgin birth is done, you understand that it's no longer you that's living life. You are being lived by something greater. You are being lived by something greater. You are just a vessel for it. This is also what it means to walk on water. You see, once you've made the journey up, you now have the ability. This is the solar symbol here. You've reclaimed him, you know. This is what it means when Jesus walks on water. When you're walking on water, now your consciousness, you are living in a state that's outside of time. Again, not 100% of the time. I'm not saying that. Some people do. But what I'm saying is that you can reside in this place more often. You have this ability now to have access to all aspects of your being. You have you have access to the transcendent realm, and then you also now have access to the waters. This is what it means to attain Shiva. You're in a Shiva state. Or attain the Christ mind. Now you can see with God's eyes. With God's eyes, sorry, not eyes. Because they say you have your two human eyes and then you have your single eye. When you make your eyes single, then you see that that you are not in the world, but the world is in you. It's all in you. And this is one of the qualities and characteristics of this state of consciousness. Again, all this stuff is really beyond words, but I'm trying to put it into words, right? But yeah, so I think this is transcendence. So ultimately, to answer the initial question, what every man is seeking is this state of transcendence. He wants to die to himself. Every man wants to die once in this life, so that he can be reborn again in this life, in this state. But like I said, there's the two traps. If you don't realize that this is even a thing, you'll never, be pulled towards it. And if you think that the end is just to swim with a snorkel in time, and that this will come after your physical death, that might be the case. This might come after the physical death. I don't know. But what I mean is that it's possible to attain it within this life too. And once you're in this state, now you become fearless. You no longer really fear death in the same way at all, because you already died once. And you realize that on the other side of death is a rebirth of a higher kind. So why should I fear than physical death when I believe that, from my own experience, on the other side is just a higher state. It's actually something to be excited about, really. And then you unconsciously remove your fear of death, which I believe is like an underlying program with many people, like most of us in the world, for most of our lives. And once that's overcome, there comes a freedom. You realize What the hell? There's nothing to fear, man. Just do you. So yeah, so there's two paths to do this. There's the path of action, the path of the warrior, and there's the path of contemplation, the path of the sage, or the combination of both. And we can get into that another time, but the point I'm trying to make is that this journey for men requires a heroic spirituality, not a love and light spirituality. You see, once you're in this state, you can come back and experience love and light, but you're not going to want to stay there all the time. You want to fight for something. You're going to realize your dharma. You're going to realize your true purpose, what truly gives you meaning, what truly gives you fulfillment, and you'll want to bring that back down into the waters. Right? I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I probably did, but this was a little fun little sketch out here. But yeah, man, just remember, if you're on this journey of seeking, know that you're always being guided by your higher self. And if you're going through a period where a crisis is thrown your way, and you're forced to go through the process of looking in the mirror, looking at your shadow, slaying the dragon, dying to yourself, going through the birth canal, aka the dark night of the soul, and then you being reborn in you, just trust in the process, man. Trust that you're being guided by something higher, because you see, the whole purpose, man, is we're trying to reunite spirit and matter. In the beginning, we're fragmented. Remember, our spirit and our matter is fragmented. But once we reclaim the union between spirit and matter, what is it, the symbol? You see this symbol everywhere, man. This is what the Star of David is these days. There's also the horizontal journey, which we described as the waters, and the vertical journey, meeting at the heart. This is the symbol of the cross. Okay? And you can even argue the Islamic symbol of the star, which is the sun. The sun is a star, and the moon is the waters, is all pointing to this union. So ultimately, that's all we're seeking. We're trying to seek this union between the spirit and matter and bring it together into one coherent being. That is the journey of every man. And, best of luck on your heroic journey. And until next time, take care.